Picture an island surrounded by the dazzling blue Mediterranean, where the sea sparkles under the sun and rugged mountains rise dramatically from the shore. This is Crete, a land that has inspired countless legends and stories through the ages. Crete, a place of myth and mystery, where the echoes of an ancient civilization still linger in the stones and hills. This was home to the Minoans, Europe's first great civilization, thriving long before Athens or Rome, and shaping the course of history in ways we are only beginning to understand. They left behind no epic poems or written histories, only enigmatic symbols pressed into clay tablets, and secrets buried beneath layers of volcanic ash and time. The Minoans are one of archaeology's greatest puzzles, their story pieced together from fragments and clues scattered across the island. Our journey begins in the Bronze Age, a time when Egypt and Mesopotamia built mighty empires, but the Minoans created something entirely unique, a civilization defined by creativity, innovation, and connection to the sea. Named after the legendary King Minos, their story blurs the line between myth and reality, weaving together fact and fable in a tapestry of wonder. What if the labyrinth and Minotaur legends are more than just stories? What if they hint at a real, powerful kingdom that once ruled these lands? The Minoans weren't conquerors. They were artists, traders, and engineers, whose influence spread across the Mediterranean through their vibrant art and advanced technology. Their cities lacked defensive walls, suggesting a society built on peace, prosperity, and a sense of security rarely seen in the ancient world. They built sprawling palaces that served as vibrant community centers, bustling with life, ceremony, and innovation. The Minoans remind us that history is full of surprises. Great societies can rise, flourish, and then vanish, leaving only whispers and wonders for us to discover. Their rise and fall is a timeless epic, still being pieced together today by archaeologists and dreamers alike, as we search for answers in the ruins and relics of Crete. The Minoan story is inseparable from Crete itself, a rugged island at the crossroads of ancient sea routes. Surrounded by the endless blue of the Mediterranean, Crete's dramatic mountains and fertile valleys shaped the destiny of its people. Its strategic location made Crete the ultimate hub, connecting Greece, Egypt, and the Near East. Merchants, travelers, and ideas flowed through its harbors, making it a melting pot of cultures and innovation. The Minoans became the master traders of the Bronze Age, controlling the flow of goods and ideas across the sea. Their ships carried pottery, olive oil, and luxury goods to distant shores, while foreign treasures arrived in return. Fertile plains, rich seas, and mountain timber gave them everything they needed to flourish. The land provided grain and wine, the sea offered fish, and the forests supplied wood for ships and palaces. This self-sufficiency allowed them to focus on art, religion, and society. Minoan artists painted vibrant frescoes, and their rituals honored powerful goddesses and mysterious deities. From 2000 to 1450 BC, the palace period marked their golden age. Monumental palaces rose across the island filled with storerooms, workshops, and grand halls. Instead of a single ruler, Crete was organized around several palace centers, Knossos, Phaistos, and Malea. Each palace was a seat of power, with its own traditions and influence. Each palace was an administrative, religious, and economic heart for its region, bustling with activity and ceremony. The Minoans developed unique writing systems, including the still undeciphered Linear A. These scripts recorded everything from trade to religious offerings. Thousands of clay tablets reveal a highly organized bureaucracy managing agriculture, textiles, and trade. Their record-keeping was advanced, showing a society that valued order and planning. Their society was sophisticated, interconnected, and remarkably advanced for its time. Minoan life blended innovation with tradition, creating a unique civilization. The palaces were city-states, sharing culture but competing in influence. Each contributed to the island's prosperity and cultural richness. The Minoans' mastery of organization and trade set them apart in the ancient world, leaving a legacy that still fascinates us today. Minoan palaces weren't just royal homes, they were the beating heart of society. Knossos, the largest, was a labyrinthine complex with workshops, storerooms, shrines, and grand courtyards. These palaces showcased astonishing technology, advanced plumbing, terracotta pipes, and even flushing toilets. Light wells and open courtyards brought sunlight and fresh air deep inside, Walls were alive with vibrant frescoes, nature, rituals, and acrobatics in brilliant color. Distinctive red columns and open spaces made these palaces bright and welcoming. Unlike other ancient cities, Minoan palaces lacked defensive walls, hinting at a peaceful society. Their true defense was the sea and a powerful navy. These structures reveal a civilization that valued comfort, beauty, and community over war. The palaces were monuments to prosperity, artistry, and innovation. They were centers for living, working, and worshipping together. The Minoans built for people, not for war. The Minoans were born sailors. Their civilization thrived on the sea. Their sleek ships, powered by sail and oar, connected Crete to the entire Mediterranean. Minoan pottery and goods have been found from Greece to Egypt, proof of vast trade networks. They exported olive oil, wine, pottery, and crafts, importing gold, ivory, and luxury goods. Lacking their own copper and tin, they became expert middlemen, controlling the metals trade essential for bronze. Their economic power made them the great connectors of the Bronze Age. Some ancient writers even called them a sea-based empire, a thalassocracy. Their navy protected trade and secured their wealth. The Minoans' influence spread through commerce, not conquest. Their ships were the engines of their civilization, making them masters of the Mediterranean. Trade brought prosperity, ideas, and security. The sea was both their shield and their superhighway. To understand the Minoans, look at their art. Dynamic, colorful, and full of life. Unlike the rigid art of Egypt, Minoan frescoes and pottery celebrate nature with joyful energy. Dolphins leap, octopuses swirl, and lilies bloom across their walls and vases. Their frescoes show daily life, rituals, and the famous bull leaping, athletic figures in mid-motion. Minoan religion, seen in art, centered on powerful goddesses and nature symbols like snakes and bulls. Shrines and sacred symbols adorned palaces and natural sites. Everyday objects were works of art, pottery, seals, and jewelry crafted with stunning detail. Kamares, where pottery was eggshell thin with bold designs. Marine-style pottery teemed with sea creatures. Beauty was woven into every aspect of Minoan life. Their art reveals a culture that valued creativity, nature, and celebration. Even their smallest objects were masterpieces. For the Minoans, art was life. Their legacy is a world painted in color and motion. For centuries, the Minoans thrived in peace, but their island sat on a geological fault line. Around 1600 BC, the volcano on Thera Santorini erupted with cataclysmic force. Tsunamis devastated Crete's coasts, destroying fleets and salting farmland. Ash darkened the sky, causing crop failures and famine. For years it was believed this disaster ended the Minoans, but evidence shows they survived and rebuilt. Yet the eruption left them weakened, navy damaged, trade disrupted, central authority shaken. Prosperity gave way to vulnerability and uncertainty. The Minoans' confidence was shattered. Their weakened state did not go unnoticed by ambitious neighbors. The Thera eruption wasn't the end, but it set the stage for the final act. The Minoans were now exposed to new threats. Their golden age was slipping away. As the Minoans struggled to recover, the Mycenaeans rose on the Greek mainland. Warlike and ambitious, they built fortified citadels and celebrated warriors in their art. For centuries they admired and borrowed from Minoan culture, pottery, art, and writing. But after the Thera disaster, the balance shifted. Around 1450 BC, nearly all Minoan palaces were destroyed by fire, evidence of invasion, not nature. The Mycenaeans seized their chance, launching a decisive attack. Only Knossos survived, but it changed. Mycenaean language and culture took over. Linear B tablets at Knossos reveal new rulers in charge. The peaceful Minoan world was replaced by a militaristic mainland Greek order. The Minoans were absorbed, their spirit broken. Their civilization entered its twilight under foreign rule. The age of the Minoans was over. Their legacy, however, would endure. Though conquered, the Minoans' influence echoed for centuries. The Mycenaeans, their conquerors, became their greatest students, adopting art, religion, and technology. Minoan culture shaped the foundations of classical Greece. Myths like Theseus and the Minotaur preserve memories of Minoan power. The labyrinth is a reflection of Knossos itself. Minoan goddesses inspired later Greek deities. Their architecture influenced Greek temples. Their craftsmanship set standards for the Aegean world. The Minoans pioneered trade and diplomacy, connecting the Mediterranean. They proved that power could be built on commerce, not conquest. Later cultures, from the Phoenicians to the Greeks, followed their example. The Minoans were the first great thread in the tapestry of Western civilization. For thousands of years, the Minoans were shrouded in mystery, their civilization lost to time, and remembered only through scattered myths and legends. Ancient writers spoke of a powerful people on Crete, but their true story remained hidden beneath the earth. Everything changed in 1900, when British archaeologist Sir Arthur Evans arrived in Crete and began excavating at the site of Knossos, determined to uncover the truth behind the legends. Evans unearthed the remains of a vast, sophisticated palace complex. Its labyrinthine rooms, vibrant frescoes, and massive storerooms had been buried for centuries, waiting to be rediscovered. Inspired by the myths, Evans named this lost civilization Minoan, after the legendary king Minos, whose name had echoed through ancient tales. But Evans didn't stop at excavation. He boldly reconstructed parts of the palace, using his own vision to bring the ancient world to life. This approach sparked intense debate among scholars and archaeologists. Critics argued that his reconstructions were based on speculation and imagination, while supporters believed Evans had revived a forgotten civilization and made it accessible to the world. Thanks to Evans's efforts, the Minoans were brought back into the light of history, and their story could finally be explored, studied, and shared with the world. His groundbreaking work opened the door to over a century of archaeological research across Crete, inspiring generations of scholars to search for more clues about the Minoans. Archaeologists have since uncovered more palaces, villas, and tombs, piecing together the story of a lost Bronze Age world that once flourished on the island. The discovery of the Minoans revolutionized our understanding of European history, revealing a civilization older and more advanced than previously imagined. It pushed back the timeline of civilization in Europe and revealed a peaceful, artistic society at the very roots of European culture, influencing later civilizations. The Minoan story, once thought to be only myth, is now a cornerstone of ancient history, an enduring legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire.